In this video, I'm going to show you how to graph a quadratic function by first writing it in factored form. So what does it mean to write a function in factored form? That means we have it written as a product of two linear factors that look like this. And when it's written in factored form, then how do we graph it? We would start by plotting R1, R2, which are x-intercepts. Then we would find the axis of symmetry by finding the midpoint between R1 and R2. And then we would plug in this value into the function to find the y value of the vertex. And once we find the vertex, then we can use the stretch factor, and in addition to the stretch factor we already have the x-intercepts. So after that it will be relatively easy to graph the parabola. So the key to the method is to write it in factored form. And here's one disadvantage of it, is that not every quadratic trinomial can be factored. So let's take a look if we can factor x squared minus 2x minus 3. This one is pretty simple. We can factor it out like this. Once it's factored, we start by plotting the x-intercepts, just like we planned. And the intercepts are at -1 and 3. So we can find the axis of symmetry by finding the average of -1 and 3, which is 1. So that means we have an axis of symmetry at x equals 1. That means vertex is somewhere on the axis of symmetry. So let's find it by computing g of 1. G of 1 is 1 minus 2 minus 3 is -4. So this is our vertex, and we can still take the leading coefficient and interpret it as a stretch factor. So stretch factor 1 means we just have to graph the standard parabola with the vertex at 1, -4, and x-intercepts -1, 3, which is pretty straightforward. So the parabola then will look like this. So this is how you graph a quadratic function given in factored form.